caught me off.
Yeah. Okay. So we are live. Hello, everybody. It has been forever. We are so glad that we could come to you tonight and hang out with you, and we hope that you come and join us. So we are going to pop in the intro and let some people join us while we are waiting for that. And I have to remember exactly how to do that because it has been a while. And if you hear a bird chirping in the background or children,
Children.
bird's mine. The children could be mine or Marcy's.
Yes.
All right. So, oh, you know what? I should have done the countdown. I didn't do the. See, it's been a while. I don't even remember how to do this. All right. So, intro. Here we go.
Welcome to Umbrella Rebellion. I'm Marcy.
And I'm Dee.
We are finding healing after leaving a cult.
We will be discussing abuse and personal experience with the ATI, IBLP, and fundamental churches.
Trigger warning. This podcast may contain descriptions of various forms of abuse. Please take care for your safety and well-being while you are listening.
If the content becomes too much for you to handle, please turn this off. We hope to expose harmful teachings that lead to and justify abuse,
with the hope that those that are experiencing abuse can find support and escape from it.
Okay, so we had a few seconds there to see if anybody was going to join us. I know it's been a while, and I wasn't really good at getting the word out there that we were going live. So the reason we have not been online episodes and or anything else because our lives have been kind of overwhelming when it comes to family life. I'm going to go ahead and pop Marcy out real quick. She has to go get her kids and do some stuff, but she will be back. And so tonight I thought it would be a good idea for us to kind of talk about, since it's the holiday season, what you experienced in the cult or in your highly controlling, religious, spiritual, abusive families or, organizations that you were part of. Like, how was Christmas for you then? And what do you do now? So if you want to pop in the comments and let us know what kind of Christmas traditions you weren't allowed to have when you were in the cult and what you do now that you enjoy. We'd love to hear your stuff and things. So I'm drinking coffee because I have to work after this. What are you drinking tonight? And I'm set up in a different setup than I usually am because one of the birds took over the table that I was using for recording. So like, I have no idea how I'm going to do this now. I totally rearranged the office and I didn't even think about how I would podcast. So, new setup, kind of new angle. Yeah. So since I grew up, I'll tell y'all a little bit about my childhood. Since I didn't grow up in the cult, and it wasn't until my mom, my mom joined the Baptist church. I grew up Catholic. There was any change in how we celebrated holidays, and I think the first holiday that changed for us was Halloween, and from there, Christmas. We always had a Christmas tree. We always had presents. And if you have any small children that may be listening, I'm just going to warn you that we may be talking about topics that they may need to not listen to because we don't want to spoil any surprises for them. So I'll give you a minute if you have little ones to put headphones in. We're talking about the Christmas traditions that we had while we were in, what we weren't allowed to do while we were in the cult, and what we do now, and asking our listeners if they would pop in and tell us. So if you have little ones, again, we don't want to spoil anything. But the biggest thing that changed for us is we didn't do Santa. So, and since I was in the IFB when my kids were little, we didn't do Santa for them as well. So I always had a hard time because when I divorced my ex-husband, they went to public school, and I was like, please, please do not tell your classmates that Santa's not real. Please do not tell them that we don't celebrate Santa. I mean, you can tell them like, we don't celebrate that. We celebrate this, because there are other religions that don't do Santa. So, that was safe. But my kids were the ones that would go in the class and touch the elves on the shelf, my two older ones. And then they would have the whole class crying because they touched the elf on the shelf, which is a big no-no. Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, they were funny about that. So, but so for me, it wasn't a whole lot of difference. Um, you know, my ex wasn't really big on presents, so the few years that we were together with the kids when they were little, we didn't do a whole lot of presents. But as I got on my own, presents were a really big part of the joy of my childhood when it came to Christmas. So I try to make my kids happy as much as I could during Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So, hmm. So what about you, Marcy?
We didn't believe in Santa. We did all the other typical Christmas things, though. My parents really liked Christmas. We did presents, and we looked at lights, and we did all those things. We had a Christmas tree. A lot of several people that I knew in the cult didn't do Christmas trees because it was also pagan, came from a pagan tradition. Um, we did all of that, minus Santa. So, and with my girls, of course, when they came along, I was like, I'm doing Santa. And what it turned out to be was so fun because since none of the siblings had ever done Santa before, and my kids are the only grandkids right now, um, it was a brand new thing. And so everybody got to do Santa for the first time together with them. And it was a big deal. And so it was like we were all like reliving our childhood saying, let's do Santa, so it was fun.
Okay,
And
well,
they've
we're
had a
going
lot
to
of fun
block
keeping that up.
this person because we don't care about adult dating. We're not talking about adult dating. Sorry about that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we did that, and let's see what else. We do Elf on the Shelf too, so that's been
Mhm.
fun as well. Although remember to move the thing every night is hard. Um, there's been a couple times where they're like, Mommy, the elf lolly didn't move," and I'm like, "Oh no! Well, maybe you better go pretend you're asleep in bed so she'll move." And then like really quick, change it, or
That
the
is
kids come in and been like, "She didn't move," and I'm like, "Oh, it's just there's probably traffic between here and the North Pole, and maybe there was a backup, of elves coming to see Santa and report, just give her a little bit of time. Go watch TV in my room for a minute, and give her a little bit more time. Maybe it was backed up, and she'll move." And she did. Like, and they remember from year to year because that was an excuse I used last year. And it happened again this year because it happens always at least once, if not twice. And everybody was like, maybe there was traffic again. Maybe there was. Go back to my room. So
that's
anyway,
awesome.
we had fun with it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I never did Elf on the Shelf because being the single mom of 3 boys, um, and having ADHD, and I can't even remember to take my laundry out of the dryer and out of the washer and put it in the dryer. I was like, there's
Yeah.
no way I'm going to remember to move an elf. So,
You just have to get really creative because I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure I have ADD too, and I self-diagnosed, like not diagnosed yet, needed to have it diagnosed, but pretty sure I do as well. And just the more I read about it, and Yeah, there's been some creative excuses for that.
At
Or
least you could
like
come up
I
with
don't
some good ones
remember
in the
I
spot.
don't yes, I don't remember where I put it the night before. Like, I'll be like, "Did I put it here? Did I put it here yesterday, or did I put it there the first time? We don't wanna land in the same spot, but I don't remember where I put it." So,
Pictures. You need to take
yes,
pictures. Be like, what did I do last night?
my curtain is messed up. Yes, exactly. They usually remember and correct me, but I don't know what's going on with my curtains. But nope, wrong side.
Yeah, we're still trying to adjust everything because, first recording since I don't know what October. I don't even
It's
remember.
we're not gonna worry about it.
September.
It's your curtain. Yeah, it's very out of practice.
Yes, yes. So,
Mhm,
I we have several episodes that we have recorded. I have
mhm.
not had the chance to edit them yet. And so I'm hoping things are going to settle down, but today we found out that my oldest needs surgery.
Aw,
So,
just one thing after
um
another.
I'm telling you, and it's just I'm not I'm feeling overwhelmed with hey kitty.
Sorry. Hey, kitty.
So I'm
She
feeling
attacked his keyboard.
that's hi honey. It has been a long time. He's not home tonight. So it's been a few days since I've seen him. So anyway, so my oldest needs to have surgery on his shoulder. He has a labral tear, which his is in the back of his shoulder. Mine was in the front. And I had surgery back in 2015, I think. And I still have issues with my shoulder. So I'm like, you need to do it when you're young so you can recover easier. So just gonna have a little
I have a
more.
guess. This is a vein. Everyone need a vein. We call her V
Hello.
sometimes. She's our
Little
newest
queen of
addition.
the castle.
She is. Oh my gosh, yes. She displaced Dale the other day to take back her throne.
I
Like
remember seeing
like
that
literally
picture.
removed it. Yes, literally removed it, scooted it over. I watched her do it. She just anyway. So yeah, that's a vein.
Oh, that's too
She's a
funny.
mess. She's about 6 months old
Mhm.
kitten.
She's so cute. Is that the one
Mhm.
that likes pasta too?
Yes. Yeah. She and marshmallows. She steals marshmallows out of the cabinet. She literally like she went into the pantry and I had hidden them from her, like in the back. She dug them out, pulled them out, and then tried to make her escape over the baby gate and went over backwards because the package was heavier than she was and lost them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Hey,
she's a mess.
Sarah. Thanks for joining us. Um, so yes, so yeah. So I I'm not really stressing about the surgery part because I guess I
Yeah.
went through it, so I kind of know. The thing I'm stressing about is that he doesn't have a car and he rides his bike to work. And so and appointments and rehab and work at the amount of driving that I'm going to have to do is really going to cut into my work time. And I have a lot of appointments that I'm doing for Jonathan. So I just feel like the work life balance is going to be really unbalanced. It's going to be a lot more
Yeah.
life than it is work. And that stresses me out because I mean, even though like I have FMLA, I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, family medical leave of absence. I filed it
Yeah.
for my oldest just today, which covers me and makes it to where I won't lose my job. But still, I feel the pressure to meet the requirements of the hours, and it's kind of stressful to not be able to do
Yeah.
that sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's
That
that,
would
do
be
I
really
work or
hard.
do I do what needs to be done? It's
Mhm.
kind of hard.
Yeah. That's a rough place to be in.
Hmm. So
Goodness.
yeah, but we'll get through it. We always do. So
Yes. It's just the getting through that's the tough part. It's the surviving of it.
It
Yeah.
is, it is. So,
So
um, so some traditions that let's see, after the cult, when I was married to my ex, we did not do a Christmas tree. So the first Christmas I was in my own house, um, that was 2016. I got this teeny tiny tree. It was like 2 or 3 feet. Um, and put a few little ornaments on it. Like one of the traditions in my family is that my grandmother would give us an ornament every year. So I had a box of ornaments and I'm so glad I never did get rid of them. Um,
yes.
and so we would have ornaments to put on our Christmas tree. And so we started that tradition with my kids once I left. Before, when I was married to my ex, my mom would give them a Christmas book. And so they have several Christmas books from the years prior to the ornaments. Um, and then, um, let's see, what else did traditions did we do? When I married Jeremy, we kind of like mashed some of our traditions together. Um, so like they would decorate the Christmas tree to the Alvin and the Chipmunks, and our tradition was, um, the Muppets. But this year, my kids outvoted me, and I didn't get to listen to the Muppets, and it kind of wasn't the same. It was just really weird.
You got outvoted. One of the traditions that my family did for many years with my grandma was she had a wreath, and each family would bring an ornament that signified whatever happened that year. So if you had a baby, you would bring the
Hmm.
baby ornament. If you had bought a house, you bring a little ornament that was, in the house or whatever. When she passed, we divvied up all of the ornaments. Everybody got their ornaments back for many, many years. So we have, we can kind of track our years of what happened in that. So I started that with us, and I continued that even with married. Um, when I was divorced, I went back and looked at some of those ornaments. Some of those ornaments I didn't keep from those years,
Hmm.
and I just kind of restarted our calendar on the tree. I was counting this year. I was looking at. I was like, you know what? This is okay. It's okay to erase those years and take those ornaments down. Outside of the girls' years, I kept their
Hmm.
baby ornaments, but any of the other years, I just said, yeah, we're good without those. We'll just start from here, and so
Yeah.
we did. So we have one for every year. We've got a gingerbread house for when we bought this house. We have one. We have one for each of the girls. We have I last year I lost my sister, so we had one for her last year. For this year, we have I went to Hogwarts. So I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So Hogwarts thing was my thing. I should also put one on there for starting a business because this year I started a business.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I should put one on there for that.
Busy
But
year. Busy year.
yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I know my
traditionally.
husband usually gets me an ornament every year as well, which is cute. The first
Mhm.
year he got us a picture with our um a picture of us at our wedding, which was very
Aw.
small. Yeah. Um, and so yeah, that was cute. And he hinted that he might have gotten me something, and I'm guessing it's an ornament of some sort this year. I don't know. Oh, but I bought myself a Christmas present, honey, just so you know. I did it last night when I couldn't sleep. So
I like it. Like it.
just don't go look at my Amazon.
Yeah, if I could chronicle everything in one ornament that happened this year, it would, I mean, there would be
Wow.
15 different ornaments. It just this year has been ridiculously amazing and also hard, and just a ton of stuff
Yeah.
has happened. Starting a business, I went to Hogwarts with my significant other. Yeah, just but I quit smoking.
Did
So
you?
I did.
Yay.
I'm on week 4.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
yeah, so that was a 10-year, 11-year habit that is done. So I'm still working down on the nicotine level. I'm using the little things, but yeah, it
Mhm.
was okay. So
Yeah, my husband's been on a vape for several years, and he quit after like 25 years of smoking. So,
mhm.
he still hasn't been able to
Mhm.
kick the nicotine habit, but he's got the smoking out, which is nice. So,
Yes. Yeah. I'm still
yeah.
using the vape every now and then the nicotine packet things that they've got that you can put it in. been working down on the milligrams on that too. So
Good.
see.
Awesome. That's amazing. So, let's see. So, Christmas traditions that we haven't, I will not confirm or deny getting an ornament.
Confirm nor deny.
Mm-hmm. 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 We know what that means. Um, so let me think. What else did we have on the agenda? Oh, so next month is actually Spiritual Abuse Awareness Month. I have been, well, I just like I joined Vashti Initiative as a volunteer, and they kind of took a break for a while, and then my life got overwhelming, so I hadn't done a whole lot, but I'm trying to start helping out with that. And so we wanted to share an event that they are hosting next month. It is Misfits Unite for Child Rights. So I'm going to read this because I also put this on the podcast so anyone who is not watching can understand what I'm showing here. Um, so it's going to be a live forum with Misty Griffin and Mary Byler. So here's the like little summary of it. Child abuse in adverse religious environments. The Vashti Institute will host a live virtual discussion with authors Misty Griffin and Mary Byler during Spiritual Abuse Awareness Month. Misty is known for her best-selling book Tears of the Silence and her work on the TV series Sons of the Amish. Mary Byler was featured in the series and is well known for her podcast, The Misfit Amish. Mary's memoir debuted December 15th, 2022, which is a book I'm going to definitely get. And so it says join Executive Director Evan Jones in this discussion around child abuse and AREs and the need for I cut it off. Whoops. So I know that Misty Griffin is working with a petition to Congress for the Child's Rights Act, I think is what it's called, or something like that. Just to, I guess, work on a law that will protect children even in these religious groups because there are no mandated reporters, quote unquote, in these environments that go to the authorities when abuse happens. Even though pastors are considered mandated reporters, many of them do not do that and they don't follow that law, especially in the IFB. So, listeners can have a discount code. I think for students, it's $5, and for everyone else, it's $10. If you do the what is that called, promotion code or whatever, Umbrella Rebellion, all one word, you can get 50% off. So it's either $2.50 for student or $5 for regular general admission. So, and this is going to be on Sunday, January 15th, 2023, from 7:30 p.m. to 9 Eastern. So that would be 6:30 Central, 5:30 Mountain, and then 4:30 Pacific. Yeah, got those time. Like, what time zone is next? So apparently I chopped off the bottom of this thing. So we just wanted to share that with you. And I'm hoping that I will be able to attend. And I did get a chance to kind of get on a call with them when we were talking about this stuff, and just very down to earth people and very energetic, Mary and Misty both, about helping survivors. I know that Mary was talking about traveling and stuff for different survivors that she helps, navigate the legal system and stuff, or go to court with them and support them. Being Amish, they don't involve the authorities, you know, as much as possible. And so there is no support for victims when it comes to legal system. I think I did watch The Sins of the Amish, and I think one of the things either Mary or Misty had pointed out is that when one of them were going through court proceedings, the whole entire Amish community came to support the accused. And so they had no one there for them. And so I think it's really important what Mary does to support, survivors and stuff. So it's really awesome.
Wow. That sounds really amazing.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about Vashti's, um words are hard today.
It's been hard for a while.
Working
It's exhaustion. Yes.
My brain has done like too many decisions today and, read too much. So it's like it's computing very slow. So anyway, that's an upcoming event. And I know that the Vashti Institute is going to have a lot of posts about, different things about religious abuse. We have all our currently posted videos on the abuses. They may be possibly featured, I'm not sure. And then I know they're working on some blog posts and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of information that the Vashti Institute is going to share next month about spiritual abuse and helping to raise awareness. So if you aren't following them on the social medias, it's let me see. I think I know how to spell it, but VASHTI initiative. So you can look them up on Facebook. I think they have an Instagram as well. So keep your eye out. So Sarah says, words are always hard.
Yes. Agreed.
I had no idea that there was an awareness month about this. That's incredible. Me either. So
Yeah, I didn't either. Not until you told me.
hmm So, let's see. Anything else we have going on? Just to let y'all know, obviously we've been not putting out videos, as often, but if I get a chance to edit, maybe the night that I'm in the hospital or the day that I'm in the hospital waiting for my son with surgery, I can take my computer and like edit a bunch. And
Be done in
hopefully for you.
between the lines here. Yeah.
So there won't be a schedule. If I get something done, I'll post it when I get it done, and that's all I can do right now. And then we're gonna try and get back to the once a month lives, and we're hoping to be more consistent with that, or at least when we can, we'll let you know. So
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of
I'm mostly
everything's up
just
in.
not tech savvy enough to help you with the editing. I wish I could.
Oh, both of our plates are so full, so I don't think either of us would really have the time. So
No, we really wouldn't. I'm in the middle of a business expansion right now, and so it's been it's been a little bit intense. And I have had some children things too come up, some heavy duty stuff with the kiddos. So
yeah, we're both
it's
dealing with some
taking all
heavy.
my emotional energy.
Yes,
Mm,
yes. I
yeah.
know. The other day, I was just sitting there going, I should I should do something. And I'm like, no, no, I'm just gonna sit here.
Yes. Yes. I've been doing all day. 16
Mhm.
hours all day. Yes. I would yeah, I've been emotionally tapped out with my with one of mine. Yeah. It's just trauma does lovely things.
Trauma is
To
hard.
all things. Yeah. So, mhm. Hard to hate things.
So that kind of segues into Sarah says good for you for sitting down and just resting. Yes, I mean you
Yes.
have to sit down and rest sometimes. So I guess that kind of segues into our next topic, which I want to. This kind of came up during a crisis moment with one of my kids, and we were talking or arguing or yelling at each other, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Having intense. I had a friend that used to call it an intense moment of fellowship. So,
So I am going to
uh,
remember that an intense moment of fellowship here. We have been having many intense moments of fellowship with my 6-year-old lately. Yes.
yeah. So we were having one of those intense moments, and he was saying something about, it doesn't matter what your intention was, or something like what, or the reason you did it, it still was hurtful or harmful, or, it still did damage. And I'm like, oh, you're right. And I'm like, when we confronted our parents, we just wanted them to take accountability for the decisions that they made that caused harm. And we understood that they had good intentions. Like, that wasn't the problem. The problem was, regardless of your intention, what you did was harmful. And I'm like, I can't, I can't not do what I'm asking my own parents to do. And I'm like, you're right, son. It doesn't matter what I intended. I tried my best. Yes. I did harm to you. I'm sorry. And what can we do to move forward? And that's all you can do at that point, is like, what can we do to move forward? How can I stop the harm from happening now? Like, what do I need to do? So, we've got a lot of work ahead of us, and a lot of emotional growth happening in our home, and it's not easy, especially when you're dealing with a ton of PTSD triggers and your own emotional and trauma from childhood and adulthood that you're trying to not come up and spew onto your child. I mean, it's really, really hard navigating it all. It really is. So,
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
dear sweet baby Jesus that hits in the soul, lack of accountability is my biggest trigger. And kudos to you for allowing space for his feelings in that moment. Thank you. It
Yes.
wasn't
Yes.
easy.
No, that's hard to do as a parent. That's hard to do as a person, but especially as a parent. Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, when you've and when and the thing is like, I get my parents, or I guess really my dad's point of view a little bit more now. And a lot of times he would say, but I did, but I did, but I did, but I did. And it's like, yes, I acknowledge that. And those things were good that you did this. And as a parent, when you are investing every ounce of energy and emotion and effort that you have inside of you to do everything right by your child, and then you fail them, it's so hard to be like, well, I did my best. I could only make decisions based off what I knew then. And they don't understand that sometimes, especially as teenagers and not having their own kids, about how difficult it is to parent and make decisions. And so it's like, really, that doesn't matter. What matters is that I just say I was wrong and I will try to do better. And that's all I think the kids in my family, my siblings and I ever wanted, was for them to say, I'm sorry, I hurt you. Let me stop. Like, let's figure out how we stop this. So,
It's been a thing in the last week for me to not respond triggered in my trauma, because things that have been happening have been very triggering, because it's making me
yes.
relive some things that I had lived before. And it's scary, and it's very hard to not respond emotionally,
Mhm.
especially to a small child, because a small child doesn't know what they're doing. They don't know that. Um, it's been emotionally exhausting to maintain that calmness. However, I have found that, I don't know if this is relevant, but anyway, that I have found that my practice with a narcissist has helped, because um, I learned how to remain, and in the cult, I could remain calm. because that was the way to diffuse the situation. And as exhausting as that is, it has helped that kind. I already have that skill, and so I can use it to remain calm and not respond emotionally. So that I for that bit of small bit, I have been grateful.
That's wonderful
But
because
at the end of the day, I am exhausted, and my emotions are like, oh, and they go to bed, and I cry, or I, growl at something or whatever. But um, yeah.
you have to have that release at the end of the day and just be like, "Ah."
Mhm. Yeah.
I used to scream in pillows.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Lots of talking it out with family and significant others, and like, oh my gosh.
I'm about to strangle somebody. I can't
Yeah,
do this. And it's
I'm
really
gonna
not
take
about
somebody's head off.
them and what they're doing. It's about your inability to process the emotions as fast as you need to and being in overwhelm. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to read this comment real quick. Sometimes it's like, boo, bro, be happy. I haven't
Yeah.
strangled the life out of you. Beautiful little thing.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. That's so many times this week.
And there is no manual for this shit. And we're all out here
No.
healing and figuring it out together, man.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate
Several
that.
times I thought, child, I'm human too, and I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm trying to help you. Yes, and I don't know, I'm traumatized too.
But so
Yeah.
yesterday, oh my gosh. So we moved rooms around recently, and my loudest child moved into the room right above the office. And and I say that with all the love in my heart because I was the loudest child. And I understand it is not something that he can control. But trying to work when you're overwhelmed, emotionally exhausted, have ADHD with noise canceling headphones on, and you've got two parakeets squawking in your ear because you moved them into the office. Dumb idea. But anyway, that's where we're at. And pounding of the floor upstairs and hearing the yelling coming down the stairs and the stomping down the stairs that are right on that wall, right where you work. And I'm just like, yesterday I was just like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. And I'm about to explode. And so I walked upstairs and I calmly said, son, I am having the most difficult time working today. And I just want you to make you aware that you are contributing to it. Well, he kind of had his meltdown about it. And there was several different interruptions as well, like people coming in to the office and like trying to talk to me. And I'm like, I've been telling y'all for years, my work is production based. Every time you walk in here and talk to me, it disrupts my production. And then with ADHD, I forget where I'm at. And so I just had to go sit in my room for a minute and just have a little meltdown. I mean, I just sat there and just, in the quiet and going, okay, breathe. This is temporary.
Mhm.
You know?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah. So traumatized and trying not to traumatize them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
burn it all
Burn it
down.
all down. Yes. Amen to that.
Throw the whole house away, start over. Look, we have the house in the country. I have been telling Jeremy, like, I am so ready to move, but we need a whole entire another place for one person to live because we don't have enough rooms for everybody we have. So, oh man, because yes, I'm ready to
Mhm.
move out of Metairie. So, we had a couple of months of no issues with the neighbor behind us. I don't know if anybody saw the TikTok that I did
Yes.
accusing us of throwing poop in his yard. I'm like, my kids are teenagers. I can barely get them to take the shovel and scoop it and put it in a hole. Do you think they're going to take the extra effort to fling it with the shovel over or grab it with their hands and throw it in your yard? I mean, they're lazy teenagers. They're not going to put that much effort into it. Promise you, it's not us. So, yeah. It's just- oh, I forgot we hate him. So last week, or was it, I think it was last week sometime, my son, who's been struggling, goes out for a walk for his mental health. We've been avoiding that street behind us because that's where he lives, and runs into him on our corner of 4 houses down from our house. And the dude starts yelling and screaming and cursing him out, being like, I know who you are, blah, 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 curse word, curse word, curse word. One day I'm going to beat your ass. And I'm like, this is what my kid who's been struggling really needs right now is some stupid, crazy meth head neighbor, accusing him of doing something. He's like, I didn't even know who the guy. I mean, we've never really like seen him other than my oldest, who was walking the dog one day and walked past his house and saw him. And then, the day that he was yelling in my backyard curse words, and I went to go look from the top window down into his yard to see and he was stark naked. So, you know, that's the only time I've ever seen him. Yes, yes. My youngest is looking at me like, "What?" Yeah. So, I'm like, "Son, take a picture of this so we can show the cops."
Yes.
So,
Record
I
it.
had to call the cops.
Record it because that's a threat.
Well, I was
To
like,
beat your ass. That's a threat.
I mean, I thought it was, but apparently it's legally not because I told the police, he's sitting there yelling, "Come here, you F and B," and he's naked. And I'm like, that's kind of, like unsettling to have a naked neighbor telling you to come here. Like,
Yeah.
he has nothing good intended in those words at all.
No, not into this words at all. Sorry, I had to plug in my battery. I didn't realize I wasn't plugged in.
Oh, I am messed out neighbor approaches. Yes, girl. Oh, get your Nikes. Let's do it. So it's like we thought about going and knocking on the door because like the first time it happened, his parents he's a 40-year-old man, okay, lives with his parents, definitely on something or very mentally disturbed, and that's not to say that mentally unhealthy people all, but it's like I think it's maybe a little bit of both, but I don't know. So but he's not a safe person, whatever he is. And he's just and so his parents were out of town. They were actually in Greece or whatever. Um and that's when all of the problems started. So it's like his handlers weren't there to handle him and keep him from being stupid. Because I mean, we lived here for what 4.5 years now, and we've never had any issues with him. And then all of a sudden, like after the hurricane, we started having issues, and then a couple months later, he's cursing us out in our backyard, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And so, we just keep calling the cops and documenting it. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. That's all you can do. Yeah.
if I didn't have anything else going on, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's like another added stressor.
Mhm.
I'm scrappy.
Love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh. So, I was like, he's lucky I wasn't walking with my kid that day because I would have had some choice words for him.
Mhm.
So I'd be like, oh yeah? Come at me, bro. Try it. I dare you. I dare you to kick my ass or my kid's ass.
Yeah.
Dare you.
Mama bear.
I'm like,
Mama
they have
bear.
a whole lot of pent up rage inside of them. The minute you touch them, it's over, dude.
Yes. This will not end well.
Yeah. So anyway. So that's kind of what's going on. That's what we got going on here. Um Yeah. And holidays can be really hard for, especially newly people coming out of the cult and stuff. A lot of people don't have the family that
Mhm.
they were, raised with them. And so, my advice is family is not always blood. And, if your family isn't healthy to be around the holidays,
Mhm.
don't don't go. You know,
Mhm.
put
Yeah.
some boundaries in and keep yourself safe and make your own family. I mean, it can be your coworkers, it could be, somebody you meet at the coffee shop, you know, random people invite you for Christmas around here. So
Yes, they do in
you
Oklahoma
find
too.
yourself with that.
Yeah, they do in Oklahoma too.
Yeah. You find yourself in New Orleans with nowhere to go for Christmas Eve, hit me up on the messages, we'll have some food for you.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. We call it add
yeah.
soup to the pot. We'll just add more soup to the water to the pot. Yeah,
Mhm. So,
agreed.
just yeah. So, anything else to add about like Christmas and family and safety?
No, just that you're not required to go. I mean, I think that around the holidays you feel obligated, more
Mhm.
obligated to engage, especially because it's the season of kindness and of love and all those things. And I think that coming out of the cult, if your family is toxic, then it's okay to say no, or it's okay to say, I'll come for an hour and then stick to that hour. Leave.
Mhm.
Or if something happens and you get triggered, it's okay to go. And it doesn't have to be on good terms. You can just say, "Nope, I'm done," and walk out. So, I've never had to do that with my family at Christmas, but, boundaries are hard to hold, especially at Christmas. So,
Yeah. So, some of
mhm,
my most difficult Christmases were or even holidays just in general were when I was married to my ex just cuz he
mhm.
ruined them all. He
Yeah,
would find some
yeah.
way to pick some kind of fight, and he
Mhm,
hated being around my family because we actually
mhm.
enjoyed each other's company.
Yeah, I
And
did too, because we were fine. We were good. It was a happy time. Yeah, and he hated it.
mhm,
Oh, he hated it. Yeah.
yeah. So, there was always some kind of bickering going on, or we would leave early, or, and it was just
Mhm,
it's very unsettling a lot. And,
mhm.
you know, but now that I have teenagers, they don't want to be around us anymore. So
Yeah.
what? I'm just like, just come downstairs and eat. I don't care. It's like, just be with us for a little bit. I get it. It's, y'all are too big for
Mhm.
all this, commotion. But when the older boys come over, they tend to come out and hang out. So
So, there you go. You got 2 that pull it together a little bit. That's always helpful.
yeah, yeah.
But outside of that, I don't have much more to say other than, um, if you don't think I would say it is really hard for me to hold boundaries. So if it were required of me to hold a boundary or to leave early or to leave under bad circumstances at a family event, I wouldn't be able to do that. I would know that. And so it would be better for me to not go at all than to try to extract myself because
Mm,
it would be almost impossible for me to do that. And I've never had to do that with family, but in generally speaking, in a situation like that, I would be able to do it. So if you realize that that's probably not something that you can do, then it is okay to not go at all. So um, I would say do the safer of the two, and it's okay to put your safety above the kindness of the season and family.
because
Hmm.
the only person that you really need to be kind to is yourself.
Hmm. Yeah.
And if being kind to yourself is staying away from your family, then do that. And you're really not obligated to be kind to anybody else. Be kind to a stranger if you need to pass on kindness.
Mhm. Or
If
set
your
up a time.
family
Go
Go ahead.
ahead, sorry. I was gonna say, if you have certain family members that you can get along with or that there isn't an issue with, set up a separate time with them and do a Christmas with them, or do a dinner with them, or go out to see Christmas lights or something like that. Make an alternative plan. My family is very close, and we are usually we're not usually we are good at getting along, and we don't have issues at holidays. Um, so, like I said, I don't have experience with that, but that's what I would suggest if it were me. Mm.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
and if you're a single mom, I did this for myself when I was a single mom. Give yourself a gift. Buy yourself
Yeah,
something for Christmas.
yes. Mhm,
Even if it's
mhm,
something little,
mhm,
and wrap it up and put it
mhm,
under the tree and like you are your best friend when you are single. And if you have no one else to give you gifts, I mean, I always had family that gave me gifts, but I always bought myself a present at Christmas when I was a single mom because it wasn't, it's my favorite holiday, birthday and Christmas. Like those are my things, right?
mine too,
And presents were not very important in my first marriage, and
mhm,
it was very
not in mine either.
disappointing sometimes
Mhm,
and hurtful other times. And I'm not really a big present person except for those two things.
mhm, yes,
Those 2 days,
that's
Christmas and my
mirroring
birthday.
my experience as well. I one time I did, now my family's very good about going out and getting gifts, for me or whatever, but, on one holiday, I think I took the girls out and let them pick something at the dollar store or wherever it was that we could afford, and then had them, and then wrap them up and put them under the tree for so that they had something to give to mommy, and so that mommy had something. Other times, their auntie has taken them out. It's become more of a tradition now over the last few years where she took them out shopping for us, and then they got to bring something back, and it was their surprise, and it became a fun thing that the aunties would take them shopping, and those have become my gifts. So,
That's cute. I think my dad took
mhm,
my kids out once or twice when I was a single mom to go get me a present for, like Mother's Day or Christmas or whatever. And then at school they had the Santa shop. So,
mhm.
my youngest is the best about it and has gotten me gifts every year. Um, I don't even know if they had Santa shop this year. I don't even, did y'all
We've
have
never
Santa
had it.
shop? Did you have money to spend? Oh, you didn't go this year? Oh, okay. Was
My
he
girls will
wasn't in
still
the
say
giving mood. Like it's totally cool.
my girls will still say, "Hey, that's the thing that we got you last year for when we went shopping with Auntie." They got me Star Wars because 'cause I'm also a huge Star Wars fan, so they got me Yoda pajama pants and a Yoda coffee mug, which was awesome.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm,
so, you know, that's some of the things that I did for Christmases while I was single. So, and now I have a
mhm.
husband that spoils me rotten.
Mhm.
So it's nice.
I have a significant other that's
Um,
been spoiling me pretty rotten as well.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. I love that. And it's always nice to be able to have somebody you can depend on and who makes you smile. So,
Yes, yes, and this man does dishes. He does dishes every single night for me, and that may sound very, very small, but that to me, that is so huge. It is so
yeah,
huge. It's the little things, it's the little gifts every day.
that's
Mhm.
awesome. I know mine cooks for me usually. So, I've had to cook more lately or like pull things out the freezer lately because he was working late and then he went out of town to visit his youngest son. And so I've had to take on dinner and that's been interesting. It's like,
Yes, I had to do the dishes today for the first time in, I don't know, months. Oh, forgot how stressful this is, and, I really hate it. I am so spoiled. I'm so spoiled. I
yes,
really hate this.
yes.
And it was one load of dishes. It was one load of dishwasher. Unload the dishwasher, load it back up. Not that hard. It took me 10 minutes.
I know,
It's
but
still
it's
like,
like, I hate this.
yes,
You gotta
you
get those
spoiled that.
girls on chores, girl.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. They have
One
other things
battle
that
at
I
a
need to
time. I
do
get it.
dishes.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
I remember my boys, I had them unloading the dishwasher when they were like 4. And
Oh,
so
wow.
they
Good for you.
it's I think Samuel was 2 when he started unloading the dishwasher. He would take the plates out and he would stack them on the 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 dishwasher top for me, and then
Uh-huh,
I would put them away. And then,
uh-huh.
silverware, that's always easy for them
Yeah,
to do. Here, take the silverware, put it
yeah.
away, find the
Mhm.
matches. It's like homeschool.
Uh-huh.
That's what we did for
Yeah,
homeschool when they were
yeah.
toddlers was match the forks and the
Yes.
spoons and
Yes.
hey, matching.
It's a
You
sorting
learned
game.
something.
It's developmental. It's a
Sorting.
sorting game. Yes.
Yeah.
You
So I have a video that pops up on my Facebook every year, and I'm thinking they were 5 and 6 or 4 and 5, and they're just singing and putting dishes away and everything, and it was just like, "Oh, I miss those days. Miss
Mhm.
those days." Now they're just, grumpy teenagers that don't wanna do anything.
Yes. Yes.
So, but when they leave this house, they will be able to wash their own clothes because they do that all the time. The teenagers do. I have the youngest started on that recently, and wash their own clothes. They can unload and load a dishwasher, and they may not be able to
Mhm.
cook because I haven't really taught them how to cook. But
We haven't mastered the dishwasher. We have started learning how to cook, and we know how to clean the bathroom.
oh,
So,
that's that's an
mostly
important one.
because that's the highest paying chore. If they want to
Mm,
earn whatever, that's the highest paid chore. It's the one that gets done the most. Uh-huh. So maybe I should like put a fee on the dishwasher,
there you go.
up the ante on that. I don't like to pay for normal chores.
I
Those
know,
are
I
just
know.
taking care of your own body and your own mess chores, but is what it is. We did have to put a bounty on Sharpie markers as those kept getting taken
Mm.
by my youngest, and so I'm like, "If you will bring me any Sharpie you find, I will pay you this and such amount," and get, like, a return thing on it. She brought me one. It didn't really work. We have to up the ante on that.
You gotta put those on the high shelf.
Yeah, well, they're a high priced commodity in her mind because that's her favorite marker, and she's prolific with her
Mm.
artistry, and so she doesn't really like to use anything else, which makes sense. I mean, they were nice markers. They're expensive. They're also dangerous to
Mhm.
walls and
Yes.
tile and clothing and Mhm.
Yeah, alcohol does wonders on most surfaces, but not all.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we found a few that don't, but the other ones we saved.
All right. Well, is there anything anybody else wants to talk about before we hop off here? I can't believe we actually filled up almost an hour. I'm
We did.
impressed.
Yeah,
So we had a lot to catch up on, I guess.
we did. It's been a long time.
It has, it has. So I definitely missed you guys, and I missed Marcy. And Marcy and I actually haven't really talked a whole lot in like the last two
We just haven't
months.
had time. No, we normally keep up in between, but both of us have just been like, even my family members have not been getting as much communication. Like, I'm here. I promise I'm here. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you're in
Mhm,
survival mode, that's kinda all you can do is the most, pressing need at the time, and that was just kinda
mhm,
the mode I was in for, like, 2 months, and,
yeah.
yeah, hyper anxiety and
Mhm,
crisis mode, and it's just like my brain cannot even think about socializing. It's just like
mhm,
work, deal, work, deal, and that's
yeah.
where I was.
Sometimes food and shower and all those things are just hard to do in survival mode too. So you're just doing what you absolutely have to do to survive. Yeah, I get that.
Yep, and if you find yourself in that mode, just understand we have been there and we understand, and I tell you, reach out to us, but we probably don't have time right now. Call somebody that you can talk to that has time. Get a real close person that I've been talking to. I really don't want to divulge who it is, but reached out to me saying, "Hey, do you have time to talk?" I'm like, "I'm about to go live on YouTube, so I felt so bad because we hadn't talked in a while." So, but
Yeah. I've had a few people say, "Did you get my text message?" I'm like, "Yeah, I read it, and I fully intended to respond to it, and then I forgot that it was there, and so it sat there, and I really am sorry. I just forgot." And then I went back to respond. Another one I went back to respond. I had written out a response, like half a response, but never hit send. What's happening? Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said that I had written out half the response to that person, but never hit
Oh,
send. Like there was half a response, so I had started it. I just, but 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, I guess I should have like hit. And now I can't hit send. Do it now.
whoops! Missed my opportunity to respond to that.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we thank you so much for joining us, and it was good to see y'all again. And all the people who are going to be listening to this on the podcast, thank you for listening. And sorry we've been gone for so long. Hopefully, it won't be, forever again that we fall off the face of the earth for a couple of months.
Yes.
But so yeah, watch out for, we might not have a whole lot of notice for our lives. We're just kind of gonna be like, when can we do it? And if I can get the post up, in advance, hopefully at least a day.
Yeah, but usually on Tuesdays. That's usually what we aim for. It's Tuesdays.
Yeah, we do aim for Tuesday, so it will be a Tuesday somewhere in the next month.
Yes.
So but yeah, just keep out now. Blah, 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 I can't speak. Keep an eye out for the Vashti Institute post for next month. There's going to be a lot of information, a lot of stuff that they're going to be sharing, and hopefully we'll see you at the event. It's on Eventbrite. I will put a link in the description here and on the podcast and all that. And y'all have a wonderful night, and we will see you next month. So,
Yes.
and don't forget to
Join the rebellion.
yes, we remembered it.
Yes, we did. We didn't remember the intro very well, but we got the ending. Bye, y'all.
Bye.